back to my channel. And since it is the end of last week of June, and since it will be the end of 6 months of 2020, I cannot believe that that's happening, but yes, that's true. It's 2020 के 6 महीने जा चुके हैं. I thought, why not do a mid-year wrap-up of books which I have read in 2020, because it will help us, catch up on what I've read. And yeah, that's just the idea behind it. So without further ado, let's begin. If you do enjoy it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and click the bell icon which is right next to the subscribe button. So I have read 18 books till now in 2020, which is a very less number of books compared to my previous years, and considering that we have lockdown this year, so ज़्यादा books होनी चाहिए थी. But that's alright, because all the books which I have read till now are all good. There are hardly any boring or bad book till now. Okay, so first up is this Tuesdays with Morrie. Okay, so I had heard about this book so much. Like, it was everywhere on Bookstagram, which is books plus Bookstagram. So it was everywhere on Bookstagram, so I had to get this one. Plus it's a short one. I don't read self-help or inspirational books, but this just stands out in its category. It is so good. Like, most of the things which I believe in have been discussed in this book, so of course I like this book. But not being biased, it still is a good book, because all the self-help books, which are not many, like 4 or 5 which I have read, they used to be full of optimism, like fake optimism for me. Like, you cannot ask a person who is not doing well in life to just be optimistic about everything. You need to give practical or logical reasons. And yeah, I'm an optimist, by the way. But yeah, so that's why I never really liked those self-help books. But this one is great, because next up is Half of a Yellow Sun. I reread this book. It is a historical fiction book. It is based on the Biafran War, and I think we rarely have any book, or maybe I have not read these books, and this was such a different take. Like, this was such an eye-opener, and I have zero knowledge about what it goes on in Africa and all of that. So this book was really good for me. I love reading historical fiction, and plus it taught me something new, so I absolutely loved reading this book. Okay, so next up is Small Acts of Freedom by Gurmehar Kaur. So I want to state that I don't like picking up Indian authors that much, because my history with Indian authors have not been good. Like, every time I used to pick up even the popular ones, they turned out so bad for me. So I was very skeptical about this book. It is a very short read. It's a memoir, and I don't know, okay, sorry for the pronunciation if I'm wrong somewhere. So yeah, it's a very short read, and yeah, it's about generations of women in the author's life, and how there were very minute struggles in their life, but they turned out to be the small acts of their freedom at that time, and how she has correlated through all that has taken place in those three women's lives, and how it all culminates with her, and everything that she faced, including a very popular incident which happened with her, if you guys know. So anyways, it was a good quick read, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Next up is this beauty. This is the final part of a sci-fi trilogy, and I absolutely love the parts, all the 3 books of this sci-fi trilogy, which is the Illuminae Files. I had never picked up sci-fi before this, and these books were just amazing. I'm so going to pick up more sci-fi books after this, and each and every book is a 5-star read, and I hope you guys pick it up. Okay, next up is this A Curse So Dark and Lonely. So it is a fantasy thriller, and actually a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So, but the good part or not so good part, I don't know, it's a trilogy, but for me this book, the first part of this trilogy, was more than enough. It was great. It has romance, it has thriller, it has, I knew what the story is of the Beauty and the Beast, yet it was a page turn. I read this book within 24 hours. I was just looking for answers, and the end of this book gave me those answers. So yeah, I absolutely enjoyed reading it. And yeah, there were some new characters introduced by the author, and I actually happen to like those characters very much. So, and there's no damsel in distress in this book, so great one. Next up is this Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. So this book is about mental health, and how the protagonist is suffering through something which, while we are reading, we don't understand until it is revealed. And the beginning of the book can be a little bit boring. You might want to stop reading this book like after the first 100 pages, because it's very, I don't know, it did not catch my attention, to be honest. But I had heard such great reviews that I got through the whole book, and the ending was just brilliant and beautiful and so worth it. Next up, The Help. Okay, so this book again was everywhere. I had heard everybody raving about it, how good it is, and blah and blah and blah, and I had not read it. So I bought it at the book fair in January, and I absolutely love this book. I love reading books which are an eye-opener, and this book was absolutely that. It's about African American women and their struggles, and it is set in the 1960s to 70s decade, but it can be related to even today. Even today there are Black Lives Matter, yeah, and this is what this book is all about. So next up is the original screenplay of Crimes of Grindelwald. Okay, so I would not have picked this up at any cost if hadn't it been gifted to me on my birthday by my friends. This book is so cool. Like, I would never have thought that reading a screenplay would be so cool. Like, I watched, my thought process was, okay, I watched the movie, why do I need to read it? But reading it, there are so many minute details which you can only catch once you watch the movie like 4 or 5 times. So reading this, especially, just a beautiful cover and all the illustrations. Oh, that's my bookmark which I left in it, sorry. All the beautiful illustrations, it's just so pretty. I loved reading this one. Okay, so now I have the books which I don't have a copy of as of now. So I have written them here, so I'll talk about them one by one. Okay, so first one is Dark Matter. Okay, there is a very interesting story about this one. So I do not I can't read ebooks. I have tried multiple times, and I always feel like my eyes start it gets dizzy, or I get a headache, or I'm just not able to concentrate. But this book, this Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, oh my god, I read this book within 3 days, and I just couldn't keep my eyes and hands off my phone. I was just constantly flipping through, ab kya hoga. It was so freaking good. Best part was that it is a good book, it's a great thriller, it's a page turner, and I loved reading it. Next up is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. The themes are LGBTQ and sort of inspirational, I might say. The premise, I don't know, whatever, of the book is that if you have 24 hours to live, and you know it because there's a government or a private, I don't remember, facility who calls you when you have 24 hours left to live, like you will die within the next 24 hours. So what do you do with those 24 hours? That's the major question in this book. The premise is great, the ending was great. Like, I knew from the title of the book, They Both Die at the End, that the ending will be that only, but I still enjoyed reading the ending. But the story somewhere lagged a bit for me, so it was alright, not that great. Next up is The Wife Between Us. So it is, again, it's a psychological thriller, and the first half of the book was great. Like, there are many twists in this book, like many. So the first twist, which comes right after the first half, is great. Like I absolutely enjoyed it. It was like what, even though I've read so many thrillers, but this one was wow. But after that it just went monotonous. Like, oh, okay, fine, you're giving another twist, twist again. And the final twist was so zabardasti, like it was so, like, no, it just ruined the whole book for me. Next is When I Hit You. Okay, so this book, I reread this book after 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and I still love this book. It is amazing. It still tackles the thought process of the society. It is a semi-autobiographical novel of the author. It is just great. I still feel people really need to read it. Like, pick it up, guys, read it and learn from it. It is beautiful. Next, The Hungry Died by Amitabh Ghosh. I think I have talked about this book a lot on my Instagram, in my YouTube videos. But okay, so The Hungry Tide was the first book by an Indian author. As I've said, I'm skeptical about reading Indian authors. So it was the first book by an Indian author which I loved and is still to date one of my favorites. And it is beautiful. The writing style, the story, everything is so good. And I had no clue about the Sundarbans and just everything that I've read in this book. It's so good. It keeps you hooked. It keeps you hooked, and that's saying something. Only 5 left, guys. I'm sorry if the video is too long at this point of time, because we are talking about 18 books. Anyways, moving on. Next is The Bastard of Istanbul. Oh, I do not have words for this book. It is reading Elif Shafak's, sorry for the pronunciation, books are an experience in itself. Like the writing is so beautiful. I learned so much about Istanbul, their culture, the Turkey culture. I did not know about the Armenians and the Turkish, and what they have some sort of Cold War or some all the struggles they went through and everything. Oh, it was great reading this book. And every book, I say, guys, every book is a great pool of knowledge, and all the books which I've read, they have been the same for me, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Elif Shafak is great. I've only read 2 books of hers, The 40 Rules of Love and this The Bastard of Istanbul, and both of them have been a major experience in my life. Loved them. Next up, Moral Compass by Daniel Steele. So this book is a YA. It was more on the line of how teenage drinking can go wrong and what can be the consequences. And again, reading it was good. It was a quick read for me. It was nice, but I think it is great for teenagers to pick up, because it talks about so many consequences which can happen in one's life by just in the spur of the moment, by within a second. So it is great. It talks about how teenage drinking goes wrong, and it absolutely justifies it. Oh, next up is Shadows of Winterspell. I got this as a review copy, but I loved it. Like, how many times have you read a book about magic, but from like the point of view of the people who have magic, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, so usually it is the other way around, from someone who is non-magical and then goes into the magical world and all of that. But this was the other way around. I got to witness the point of view of the girl who has magic and does not know what is special about her and all of that. It was great. It was a light read. It was quick. It was like cleaning your palate. I was reading such heavy books at that time, and reading this one, really, I enjoyed it. It was nice. Next, The Gun Island by Amitabh Ghosh again. So I picked this up because I liked the first book which I read by Amitabh Ghosh, which was The Hungry Tide. Now, The Gun Island, the first half was really good. It was again, it was based in India, in Italy, in America, but it just lagged. Like, after the first half, it just lagged so much. Like, I got invested in it, but after 5 minutes, there was something which reminded me, oh, this is just a story, it's not that good. So I wouldn't really pick it up or suggest it. Okay, so the last book, which is actually the first book I read in 2020, was Muse of Nightmares, the second and final part of the duology of Strange the Dreamer. I loved the book Strange the Dreamer, but Muse of Nightmares let me down somewhere. Like, it wasn't that good. It was good, like, but the last 100 pages, it was meh. Like, no, I just did not enjoy it. I have no other explanation for it. It depends from person to person, but whatever. Anyway, so these were the 18 books which I have read and I absolutely loved. I think most of them, only 2 or 3 are the ones which disappointed me, or not even disappointed, just to be like okay-ish. So I think we can work with that. I think that I read more good books in the rest of 2020, and yeah, I'm loving it. I do not have quantity in number of books, but I have great quality in the books I've read. But before June ends, I'm hoping to finish or cross the 20 books mark. I've read 20 books in 2020. Wow, I want to say that. So yeah, the 19th book which I am currently reading and hope to finish before June ends is Educated, or Educated, however you like to say it. So yeah, this one it has been going great till now. I only have some pages left. So yeah, this one, it was again one of the popular books which I have not read. So I think 2020 is all about rereading books and reading the popular ones which I haven't read. Anyways, this one, and next is again another one by Blake Crouch, Recursion. It's again a thriller. I'm reading an ebook of it, so I'm hoping I will be able to finish that as well before June ends, and that'll make it 20 books I've read in 2020. I think, yeah, mid-year wrap up. That is all. I hope you enjoyed it.